In seeing something with the mind, there's two things. One, that it confirms what he learned, that he's seeing it. Number two, he's seeing it in a different way than he saw it, than he understood it before. He says, for example, like when somebody sees something, the expression in Yiddish is "Zeter gor anders wie hat es verstanden." He sees it completely different than the way he understood it, because seeing is actually seeing it. People want to say seeing is believing. It's a wrong word, because believing is lower than seeing. And seeing is basically connecting with it and becoming one with it. And that is why it says a witness cannot become a judge, because once they saw it, they cannot be impartial already. So this is basically the idea of understanding how Chabad explains meditation. And the idea is that a person should connect with the Almighty. And as mentioned earlier, that the code of the Jewish law says that every day in the morning there needs to be a meditation before prayer, in concentrating on the greatness of the Almighty and concentrating on the humility and loneliness of the person.
I think it says that, doesn't say in Shulchan Aruch that the minimum meditation, when you say God's name is Haya, Hoya, 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 Vehiya, that's the minimum?
The minimum is basically that, in Shulchan Aruch it's mentioned that a person, when he says the blessing, he should say Elikeinu, Baruch Ata Hashem Elikeinu, blessed are you, God, our God. What does Elikeinu means? Our energy. Elikeinu means our energy. Bal HaKeiches, you're the owner of all the energy.
Obviously we just touched on, we didn't open the first page on this, but the Chabad, I used to know a little bit of Rav Kaduri, and when I went to daven with him one time, and he was saying the Shema Nesri for an hour and a half, and each page was a name of Hashem.
Right, because you have that also in the silent prayer. You have by every blessing, the name of Hashem is written with different vowels, and they reflect the different attributes. There's a segul, there's a tzedei, there's different attributes. A Kometz is Keser, a Pasach is Chachma. It's an inyan for itself.
Did the Chabad Rebbeim get into this much more deeply?
The Tzemach Tzedek and Derech Mitzvah discusses the prayers and the silent prayers and speaks that each one is a different attribute, but doesn't really discuss the nekudas, the vowels, not at least in that discourse.
When the Mittler Rebbe wrote his two Sefarim, they get super deep into.
The Mittler Rebbe discusses in 54 chapters, discussing the tools of understanding, and then he starts rolling down from before the tzimtzum, before the contraction, comes down till the lowest level, 54 chapters, to the lowest level, which is the most negative elements that there are in the world, called Gimel Klippas Hatmeis. And what is the idea of this whole thing? To show how everything is one chain. It's all connected with the oneness of Hashem.
Is that one sefer he wrote?
He wrote Shar HaYichud. That's the sefer. We just touched a little. Maybe we'll have another.
Okay. Thank you so much.